colleagues and tell their story. After that, what we'll do is we're going to pose demographics to the audience, and then each panel member will give you some quick tips on how they balance, how they cope, and how they enjoy practicing law or practicing in their alternative fields and still manage to balance their own personal life if they're single, or their married life with children, divorced, widowed. At this time, I would first like to again introduce Johanna, and Johanna will tell us something about her life.
Thank you for having me here. It's so wonderful to see all these beautiful smiling faces. I've been an attorney since 1985. I went to Loyola Law School. I met my husband there. We were in the same class. In 1985, there were two couples that came out of our class, the Averils and the Landrus. And Tim, my husband, worked as the judicial administrator for the Louisiana Supreme Court for 20 years. And I worked, I'll tell you all the different places I worked. But now where I am, it's a wonderful place to be because it allows me, and it always has allowed me, to work part-time because Tim was the oldest of 8. And I said, I can do half of what your mama did. And that's it. Because I have to have C-sections. So I did. I had 4 kids. And the oldest is going to be 22 in May. He's graduating from Rhodes College May 16th. I can't believe it. My second one's a sophomore at LSU. He's going to be 20 in May. My third one is 17, junior at St. Paul's in Covington. 3 boys, and then I had a little girl. I couldn't believe that either. And she's 13 and a half. When I first got out of law school, I worked for the Department of Labor, Administrative Law Judge's Office, which was a great first out of law school job, but it was a 2-year tenure. And then I had my first son. And then my second job out of law school was at an insurance defense firm in New Orleans. I worked 3 days a week because by that time I had 2 sons. And I was not on partnership track because I knew I was going to have 4, remember? I said I'll do 4. This time I just had 2. So I did that for a couple of years. And then my third job was working at the 4th Circuit Court of Appeal. I worked as a law clerk for a judge, a pro temp judge. Oh, I can't recall his name right now, but he's so precious. He was a little judge. I think he liked me because we could see eye to eye. Jimmy Galata, Judge Galata. He's fabulous, so smart. I loved those years with him. And then my last and final job, well, God knows if it's final, my last job was at Gills Bar. I started there when my little girl, who's the baby, was 3 years old. I worked there 2 days a week because she was at a 3-year-old 2-day-a-week program. And then I worked there 3 days a week when she was in a 4-year-old program. And then when she went to kindergarten, it was 5 days a week. And I turned 40 when she went to kindergarten. I said, I don't have anybody to walk back home from the school bus, so I can either have another baby, because, you know, or I can go to work 5 days a week. And since I had said I could only do 4, and the doctor said I should only just do 4, I went to work 5 days a week. But Gills Bar has been wonderful to me because since 1999, I've been able to work part-time. So I can, especially when the children were older, because 2 of them are in college, but when they were younger, I could leave and be there when they got off the school bus. And that meant so much to me. And I think that's about my time.
Thank you so much, Johanna. Next, we have Angel. Angel's going to tell us her story.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angel Kehoe. I mean, I get confused because, you know, I left it with the Bar Association. When I graduated from law school, it was David, and I was a law clerk for a judge at the time, and they had a lot of crazy individuals who were representing themselves. So when my last name was changed, I left it as David with the Bar Association. But if for whatever reason you ever would like to get a hold of me, if you call the 4th Circuit Clerk of Court's office and ask for Angel, they will find me. I'm the only one there. I have never been married and I have no kids. However, as a woman, I have a tendency to go ahead and do things that I really don't want to do. When people ask me to volunteer, when you know, my father is very ill, so I've been the primary caretaker for him, even though he has 5 children. let me tell you, it's very rough. If I personally do not go over there, he will not take his medication. He won't take it for any of my brothers. You know, one of them came in from, he works offshore, and he said, oh, I'll come take care of Dad for a few days. Make sure he takes his medicine. He calls me. He said, no. You know, I need a break. I need a break. I need a break. But, you know, what I have found is that whenever women are called upon, we usually step up to the plate. It doesn't matter that the plate, we're ready to drop it and go crazy. We tend to go ahead and, you know, take on responsibilities that we really shouldn't. And so hopefully, you know, what we can get out of here today and what I'll be able to offer for you all who are married with children is some of the ways that I've learned to just go ahead and take care of myself and what my needs are. And with that, I will go ahead and say thank you all for being here.
Thank you very much, Angel. Next we have retired Judge Carolyn Jefferson.
Good morning, and it's so good to see so many of you I haven't seen in the last 3 years, but I'm happy to be here. And since I left the bench, I guess almost 3 years ago, my life has turned upside down, changed all kinds of ways. The other day I was watching the news and they were talking about the fact that us baby boomers are going to have to work much longer than we anticipated, you know, primarily because our retirement accounts have gone to pot and the fact that the economy has hit rock bottom as well. And so I'm one of those baby boomers. I admitted to the bar just 30 years ago on Monday, and I thought about it. I was like, Lord, 30 years ago. And I'm getting ready to do something real crazy. As my friends told me, I'm getting ready to take the Mississippi bar. I now live in Mississippi. I'm a widow now. My husband died December 26, 2007, unexpectedly. And I have 2 teenage children, a boy and a girl. And I'm still trying to maintain my sanity, run my house. I just finished teaching a Louisiana family law course at Mississippi College of Law. And I've got to prepare an exam, and I'm preparing to take the Mississippi bar in July. And so with all of those things going on, it's truly a challenge. But as Angel just said, we as women step up to the plate and we do what we have to do. I'm getting ready, to, as I said, to start a whole new life without my husband and without my children. They will both be graduated. My son graduates on the 21st of May this year. My daughter will graduate May 21st, 2010. I will have an empty nest, and they told me to accommodate myself, I should go get myself a dog. Well, my response to that was, why would I go get something else that I have to clean up when I'm getting rid of the people I clean up? So, with that having been said, I'm glad to be here today. It really is good to see so many of you I haven't seen in a while. And thank you, Kelly, for putting all this together. Hopefully we can share some information that will be helpful to you and you can share with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Okay, next we have Kelly Rabelais, and she'll tell us her story.
Hi, my name is Kelly Rabelais, and I'm currently Executive Counsel for St. Tammany Parish. I graduated law school in 1999, so I'm coming up on the 10-year mark. When I was in law school, I was married, no children. I was on the 5-year plan. I graduated from LSU, and then got married, and then directly started law school. After I got out of law school, one thing became clear to me is that it was very important for me to decide who I was going to work for. And I know that a lot of us don't have that choice, but I had come upon an opportunity to work for Patricia LeBlanc, who works in Metairie, and she is a full-time litigator, partner in her own law firm, and has 4 children. So I said, I want to go work for her. I didn't care how much money I made. I didn't care what I was doing. I knew that I wanted to do litigation, but then I also wanted to be an active practitioner and a wife and a mother. I did that for 8.5 years, mainly a practice of civil litigation, plaintiff and defense work, mainly defense. I did it through 2 pregnancies. And I also commuted because I lived on the North Shore, so I commuted to Metairie. Both my husband and I commuted to Metairie. I needed to have my head examined because that just was not the way to do it. And it was Pat, my